Someone breaks your heart, God will use it. It's that thing that happened to you you didn't give permission for, God will heal you and God will use it. He takes ashes and he turns it into beauty. He takes pain and he gives it a purpose. God might not have done that thing to you, but he certainly will use it.
Hi guys, long time no see. So today I'll just be talking about pornography in books. Yes, in books. So yes, the type of books I'm talking about let me just explain. I believe that people that can relate, or even people that can't, you shall understand me along the way. So yes, I'll first be reading why novels can be so immersive. Let me not look down too much. When you become deeply absorbed in a story, your brain often responds as though some of the events are happening to you. I would like you to hold on to this as I go on. So yeah, when you become so deeply absorbed in a story, your brain often responds as though some of the events are happening to you. Brain imaging studies have shown activation in areas involved with emotions, memory, language, and even sensory processing. This emotional engagement is thought to involve dopamine, oxytocin, and other neurochemicals, meaning that when you read books, you engage your body, you engage your mind, you engage your emotions, especially novels that have various characters, fantasy novels, that you respond in excitement or in or in shock or things like that. So yes, I'm going back to when I first started to when I read my first novels, or when I first started to read novels, by the way. So that was secondary school. I've forgotten who even introduced me to Wattpad or whatever. So yes, in secondary school, reading novels was kind of the thing amongst girls. I had friends that read novels. That's it. So yes, it was Wattpad or this other app. I've been trying to rack my brain to remember it. It was very common, much more common than Wattpad, I think. I think the name of that one is Light Reader. I think so. Light Reader. It was one that had this very common book that if you could count the teenage girls at that point, out of 100% that were not reading from that app, maybe 5%. And I may be wrong, but everywhere I could, or everyone I could see was reading it. It was that serious. And this book was about maybe 4,000 pages or something. I think so. It was not even, they've not written it finish. It was a fantasy novel that they've not written finish. And with already maybe 4,000 pages. I may be exaggerating, but I know that page have entered 1,000. And people were still reading and they were still writing it. And I don't know the person that was writing that book. So yes. So after school, when I gave my life to Christ, I was still reading these books, because when you come to God, it's not like you've changed before you came. You are coming as you are first. So it slowly changes you. So when I gave my life to Christ, and when I started taking my work with God very seriously, so don't let me call the Holy Spirit something because that's what we do every time. I got convicted by the Holy Spirit that okay, at this point I shouldn't be reading these books again, because they seriously do not align. They were not just it for me again. I don't know. It was just off. The Holy Spirit is not someone that will okay, now that you have given your life to Christ, I put a machete on all those things that I've been doing. Yes, he will put a machete, but it is not like, oh yeah, stop. It is. He slowly puts it in you that okay, this thing is not for you again. Okay, this thing does not align with where you're going again. Okay, this thing you have to drop it. This and this and this. So yes, it was just that way. It was just okay, because I listened to a message at a particular point where the pastor was saying, anytime you watch movies, anytime you do anything, imagine the Holy Spirit also watching with you, because he is. You are his temple, are you not? So anything you are doing, you're automatically making him do it. So I take it as, if I'm reading this book, I'm making the Holy Spirit read this. So should I make him suffer? Anything that is not pure or holy, The Bible will say, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are holy, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report. If there's any praise, think on it. So I used to be like, okay, if this is not pure, if this is not holy, why should I make the Holy Spirit? Like, let me see. Holy Spirit. Why should I make the Holy Spirit? I have to like watch it, I have to read it, I have to see it, I have to go through things like this. Since I am his temple, I should care about him. I'm his house, I'm his dwelling place. So if he wants to dwell in me, I should make my dwelling place convenient for him to stay in. So I knew this book cannot be convenient for my father. So I had to like do away with it. That moved me to like go on a search for Christian novels, because I'm a big reader. I like to read novels, inspirational books. I love reading. So I had to like find something else. I initially just cut it off. That was the truth. I just cut it off. I didn't read books at all. Like, not books. God forbid, stop reading. That's a bad thing. I read other books, like, yes, but for novels, I cut it off completely. At that point, I didn't even think of. I didn't even think of the fact that they could be Christian novels. So I just cut off novels completely. Then I think after some time, when I was getting tempted to read it again, because I don't know, boredom can sometimes lead you back to the things you left. But anyways, I knew I was getting tempted to read novels again. I just knew that it was there, the temptation was there. So at that point, I was just like, okay, since people like this can write on Wattpad and stuff, why don't you just go in search of Christian novels? And someone at a particular point has already showed me to a site where I could download books. So I had already even left some of those other ones at a particular point. I was downloading normal EPUB files of some other books. So I was like, okay, let me check on that site if there are Christian novels now. I'm supposed to be able to find. And I know it's not by myself, it's this page. So I went in search of these books, and that was when I found books like books by authors like Francine Rivers, Corneline Cosset, Tessa Afshar, and the likes. So yes, that was when I started to read their books, and I had to read very fast. So in a matter of weeks, I already read all the books by my authors. I think there are about 4 that I really like and can trust. So I had to go in search for more Christian authors. So I now noticed that most of the people that tag their books Christian books, they are not actually Christian books. A lot of them are lying, in the sense that the content inside this book is not anything Christian. I don't know how to explain it. It's not anything Christian. Like, where is the Christian inside this book? You say it's Christian, Abi. Where is there's this author that you read her books and you have to know that, okay, this lady knows Jesus Christ. But there's this one, she's the 4th person. So yes, you will know that she will somehow weave it in, that you know that, okay, this lady knows what she's doing. She's a good writer. I don't know how to put it in. Maybe I'll pin it in the comment section. But is it comment section? Comment section. Yes. But yes, I noticed that these books were not Christian. You tag them Christian books, but what was inside is not as a believer. Everything you read, everything you absorb into you should be things that glorify God. Things that, because you have to protect your gates, your eyes, your ears. So these things should be things that when they get into you, they cannot come and pollute you. So why should I go in search of a Christian novel, and what I'm reading is literally what I was running away from from the books that didn't even tag themselves Christian? Why should your content be looking alike to the worldly stuff and you call it a Christian novel? I feel like maybe because this aspect is not something that is so out there, people are not, maybe they believe they can hide it. I don't know. I just don't know, but I just know that it's not Christian, because you cannot tell me you're this detailed and you say this is a Christian novel. I read one. Throughout reading the book, she was kind of okay, but then towards the end, she now wrote, if you want to know, like, that was the end. The end was the end. And she went a bit further. She was like, if you want to know what happens after the wedding, those I know when you can read on. How is I don't know what else to say for real. But how is that a book written by a Christian author? Or how is that Christian? How is that godly? How is that glorify God? How is that helping people maintain a holy temple? Tell me. So yes, on this note, because whatever you read creates a picture in your mind. Just the same way when you watch a movie, you are seeing a picture. When you read things like that, it creates a picture in your mind. So, watching pornography, reading pornography are the same thing. They both defile you. Yes. So, on this note, I'm opening a book club. Yes. And it is a Christian book club. Nobody should come and roam ledger. But that does not mean I'm just going to be reading only like spiritual books. We will be reading spiritual books. Battlefield of the Mind by Joyce Meyer. Good Morning, Holy Spirit by Benny Hinn. We'll be reading spiritual books. But we'll also be reading Christian novels. We'll be reading inspirational books. Books that are vetted by moi and mainly the Holy Spirit. By moi too. So we'll be reading these books. So I have to make sure that these books are clean reads for young people, because I was talking to a particular girl, I think months ago, and she was like, she gave up on reading Christian novels because there were a lot of contents that she was like, okay, if you call it Christian, or if you this thing is not aligning it, so why would you target Christian novels, for God's sake, and be corrupting the mind of young children? Why would you write a novel as a Christian author and a teenage girl cannot pick it up and read it? Why? So yes, this book club's aim is to what? Spread out or help people, young readers, book guys and girls that are looking for clean reads, clean Christian books. Yes. Still want to read, still want to enjoy reading novels too, but at the same time want it to be clean and help them glorify God. So this book club is for you. And if you'd like to join, just leave your favorite emoji in the comment section. So yes, pornography can be in books. It can. And it actually is these days. It is. Bye guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye for now.